some kind of bailout is inevitable. The only question is how well it will be done. I mean, you got to do something. Lehman Brothers, there was a test, right? We did a little experiment. What happens if you let a major financial institution simply disappear? And the answer is, within 48 hours, you're staring into the abyss, right? The world almost ended that week.
Did we really have to have a demonstration exercise to know?
No.
Was that
I had actually half written my column about why they saved Lehman that weekend, because I was sure they were going to, and then they didn't. And I even had a joke, which was I couldn't resist keeping in the column, even though they didn't do it, which was when life hands you lemons, make lemonade. But anyway, I was amazed they took that. But anyway, now we know. So you can't let the institutions go into liquidation. You can't just let them collapse. Right. But then the question is, what are you going to do? How are you going to do this? Are you going to basically, you're getting financial institutions that are being kept alive by lots of infusions of taxpayer money. Do you leave the existing stockholders with all the claim to the upside, so that if it all goes well, it's a big private profit, or do you, in effect, say, okay, well, look, we've got to sustain this thing, but we might as well take ownership? Do you do something that amounts to a temporary nationalization? Which, by the way, we do all the time. Every time an ordinary bank fails, the FDIC moves in, it seizes the bank, pays off some of its debts, takes some of its bad assets, resells it, but it's a temporary nationalization. The question is, are we going to do that? That's
going on right now, is it not, with
it's
IndyMac?
About 3 banks a week get seized, but they're small ones. It's Friday. Every Friday there's an announcement.
There's a new bank is taken over.
But the question is what keeps on shaping up is something which is going to give the banks all kinds of guarantees, buy up their bad assets, presumably at a price higher than they can fetch on the market, and in return we get nothing much. So it's not a question. There will have to be a bailout, but the form can make a difference of hundreds of billions of dollars to taxpayers and ultimately to whether we can afford to do enough.
Right now, it sometimes seems like a redistribution of wealth the other way. It's not exactly what Joe the plumber had in mind.
Right.
It's redistribution of public money to private wealth.
Yeah, the phrase, I actually just had a correspondence on this, the phrase is lemon socialism, which apparently was first used by Mark Green in the New York Times 35 years ago. And lemon socialism is, you socialize the losses, but you let the private sector keep the profits. And that seems to be the way we're going right now.